Well, I want y'all to look here. That's an old Rosecraft fixed blade, man. Listen, before we dive too deep into this thing, I just want to take a few minutes and say thank you to each and every one of you who ride with this channel. Over the past 2 weeks, I've had a couple of videos that's done really, really well. They have. But it's not numbers that matters about the videos. It's all the comments that I have gotten in support, the love, the camaraderie, all of that. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes in private life that you guys don't know about. So the amount of encouragement and just the amount of love shown, you guys would never know it, but I want to say to you, thank you. It matters to me. It has mattered over these last couple weeks, and I am forever appreciative. That being said, well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. Now, this is a Rosecraft blades. Now, Rosecraft came out with 4 fixed blades. This is the RCF004. RCF004. It's in 1095 high carbon. Micarta handle scales with G10 liners, yellow G10 liners. Actually a really good looking knife. It's a combo. It has it looks kind of like a Kephart, and then part of it looks like a modified clip and then a modified drop. There's a lot going on here. Y'all tell me what you think it looks like. I get a Kephart feel just by looking at it. That's the feel. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is, but that's the feel. But it has kind of an elongated pistol grip. It does not have a traditional handle, but this handle is insanely comfortable. Now we have a 4-inch blade length. I think it's 8. I want to say it's like 8 3/4 overall. Okay, something like that. We'll pull it here in a second. The blade length's 4 inches. I know that because I've pulled that. The cutting edge is right at 3 7/8. Let me give you guys an overall length on this. Now, this is not a huge knife at all. Okay, so overall length, I'm reading right at 8 5/8. So I'm glad I did look it up. The inner grip, and that's where your knuckles ride in a traditional grip. The inner grip on this thing is right at 4 1/8. So there's a lot of hands all over the world that can hold this. It contours nicely. Now, when I say an elongated pistol grip, I don't know that that's 100% accurate. That's like just looking at the knife, that's what I see. I like that the ergos of this handle. I like the ergos of this handle a lot in combination with this blade. The handles, let's talk about that first. First of all, they're micarta handle scales. Everything is nice and contoured, chamfered. The ergos leaves me plenty of purchase. It's not a super thick handle, but it's thick enough to grab. It's nice. You can manipulate it all 4 or 5 different positions in hand. I like that with that micarta. I like micarta for that reason, that you can turn it, you can twist it. If the blade or the knife moves in your hand, there's no real hot spots. There we're cutting up some lemons, we cut some potatoes. I see this as a do-all, catch-all, camp knife, hiking knife. And when I say camp knife, I want to back up. When I say camp knife with this knife, I'm talking about like this might be a knife you throw with a haversack or a backpack, and you just head out for a couple of days. I think you could get done 90% of what you needed to get done with this knife. Now, you could do 100% of your cutting and slicing chores with it, but it is big enough if you needed to do some light batoning. Not everybody does that. Some folks just do it light enough. Like, I'll tell you the truth, I don't do the big crazy stuff, but there are times, especially living in Florida, if I want to start a campfire, I might have to take a smaller limb. Hell, I might have to take kindling and tinder and baton it because of the humidity here and get to the middle. If you need a knife to do that, this knife can do that. It's rugged enough. It's got a really, really nice toothy edge. Over the years of doing this, I have found that 1095 steel, which this is, does really well with a toothy edge. I'm not saying that's the best edge. It's the best edge for me on it, right? And that's all I can go by. Now some people like to get them polished, hair popping, razor sharp. I get it. But I'm talking about for me and what I'm talking about usage in this particular video, they do a really nice job with the toothy edge. It does have a blade coating. That is something I'm going to keep an eye on. My background and what I do for a living is powder coat, sandblast, liquid coatings. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. I have reviewed 3 of the 4, and all 3 out of the 4, the coating has survived the initial review, okay? So, and people say, well, it should, and you're damn right it should. I don't have many pet peeves in this game. I really don't. Y'all know me for the most part. I'm incredibly positive. One thing that irritates the shit out of me is if somebody puts a poor coating on a knife, whether it's surface prep, whether it's the type of coating they used, whether it's the application. That drives me insane. Of the 3 knives, I haven't had any flaking or chipping yet. We've just done some initial stuff. We've gone somewhat hard on it, not really terribly hard, but the coating seems to hold up. Now, I know that's a long time to talk about coating, but again, that's my background. You have some nice jimping right above the micarta handle scales leading up into the blade. It is full tang. It does have a lanyard hold. On the handles, everything's contoured and chamfered. It feels really, really well in hand, really nice in hand. I'm not sure who the OEM is here. I could probably look it up, and I probably should. But they did a great job with the 4, with the overall sharpness. In fact, guys, I did a short with all 4 shaving my leg. And they all took hair off like it wasn't sitting there. The blade width is right at 1.25 inches. And again, just a small backpack type knife. I'm going to leave a link to this one in the description. If you would check it out, you can use Choir Boys for a 10% discount. I'm a Rosecraft believer. During the day, every day, we do a short with the Otter Creek Barlow. We're on day 264. We're running till it falls apart. And you say, well, Scab, that's a Barlow. This is a fixed blade. You're right. But the other thing with it is this, guys. I have now run enough long-term, long-form stuff with their stuff. I'm a big believer in Rosecraft. Not only because of the experience I've had, and really that's all I can go on, right? I mean, at the end of the day, experience has to be my guiding light. The experience that I've had with Rosecraft says they come sharp, they're durable, they stand behind their customer service, their QC is on point, and they are some friendly, nice folks. Does that matter? For some people it does. For some people they could care less. For me, being a knife reviewer, it's a weird type situation, right? Because people will think from time to time that there's some kind of secret union between knife companies and knife reviewers, and we all sit around and and that couldn't be further from the truth. Rosecraft has always been, whether it's Hawkins, whether it's Swagadoodles, whether it's Andy or Chase or whoever I'm dealing with at Rosecraft, has always been courteous, has always taken the time to answer any question, always had a smile. That matters to me, man. Life's hard enough, especially in this day and age. There are enough assholes in this world. It's nice to have a company with a group of people who actually give a shit. Not fake. They're awesome. And I will, as long as they let me. Well, it doesn't matter if they let me or not. I got enough Rosecraft. If they stop sending me stuff tomorrow, I'd keep doing it. Seriously, they mean that much to me. Andy's a great guy. And here's the other thing about Andy. Because for some of you, you're like, look, Scab, I want to buy a knife that's good. Okay, let's go that route. Andy is one of the most experienced old school knife guys, knife designers out there. So you have his experience, you have some youth and some energy with the other guys, and you have a really good team there. Here we're doing some light batoning just to check the overall. You say, Scab, that ain't batoning. Well, it's as much as I'm going to do. This knife right here, this one or the 002 or the 003 or the 001, whichever one fits you the best. I believe Swags designed the 003. Whichever one of the knives that you choose, I think will serve you well on a hike, on a kayak, on a fishing trip, out kicking through the woods, that kind of thing. Is it a big survival knife? No, you can see that it's not. But you know, what is survival? Survival is skill set more than anything. I like that they use 1095 steel. Why? It's easy to sharpen in the field. They do a great job again. I can't praise them enough for the toothy edge that they put on this. But 1095 is easy to sharpen in the field. So if you do use your knife a lot, it's easy to bring right back. The heat treat is solid on it. I had somebody say the other day, they were like, well, heat treats the toughness. Well, I tell you what you do. Take a poorly heat treated knife, sharpen it up best you can, and take it out in the woods. And then take a really nicely heat treated knife, both with the same edge. You put your edge on it and see which one serves you better. It all ties in. I'm not saying one means more than the other, but I'm saying it matters. And then they had enough foresight to go, hey, we're using 1095. These are going to be more camping EDC style knives. The toothy edge will serve folks better. And they did that. They paired it with micarta. They gave it a very, very basic but distinct look. So it's a good looking knife. It's a sharp knife. I like the ergos on it. I like the thought process behind it, right? I like everything about it. It'll start a little fire. Now, I got out there at Kirk's and he wasn't feeling good, so I was kind of on my own. And of course, I live in Florida where it rains literally every day this time of year. So I said all that to say I got out there, I'd left the ferro rod at home. So I was able to slice up a lot of fat wood. When I got home, I struck it at the house. That's why you don't see fires in these videos. Now, I've gotten to where I like doing a fire. Is that a make or break for the knife? No, I don't know that there really is one test that would make or break a knife for me, unless the knife just shattered. Then I would get another one, try it again. And if it just shatters knife after knife, then we got a problem with the maker or a problem with the test. And sometimes in this game, especially as knife reviewers, we want to blame the maker more than the test. Just my little PSA. Would I carry the knife? Yeah, I carry Rosecraft every day of my life, man. I carry it, so I mention it a lot, but then again, you don't see it a lot because I use it a lot. There we are striking the ferro rod. So yeah, I'd carry it. Listen, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats are all over the place. They're higher on the weekends. It's higher on holidays. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. Guys, I back the blue. It's not popular, and that's okay. I'm not here to shove it down your throat. Finally, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Well, I'm Scab. You're not, and we gone.